I'm Nicholas Ashford. I am a professor of technology and policy in the School of Engineering. I was hired by Jerry Wiesner, one of the presidents of MIT, to come to the Institute to insinuate myself in all of the schools, and my courses on sustainable development and on environmental law and economics are taught in the Sloan School, the Urban Studies Department, in the School of Engineering. This book, which is the culmination of 13 years of in-depth work and courses that were based on this material, emerges at this time because we actually, from a world perspective, we're in a fix. We're in dire economic consequences. We're in dire employment challenges. And the environment and global climate change present challenges which seem to be, at this time, insurmountable. And so the term that we give to these collection of challenges is sustainability. There are sustainable development challenges which the modern industrial state or industrializing state has to face. And whether it's industrialized or industrializing, we're actually facing much of the same challenges, but with different capacity to address those issues. On the economic realm, we are at an all-time low in terms of being able to produce goods and services and having them purchased by the population. And one can ask the question, why is that the case? And it's the case because people do not have money. If they do not have money, they don't demand goods. If they don't demand goods, producers don't produce goods and services. If they don't produce goods and services, they don't hire workers or they even shed labor, which then causes more people not to have money to purchase. So it's a vicious circle downwards in which there's very little demand for consumption and very little production. And more than that, people don't know where the system is going, and so they're reluctant to make long-term investments, particularly in technological innovation, which has always been the engine of economic growth in modern industrialized societies. So we're stuck. And there are various palliatives that are suggested to take care of this problem. We hear about painting bridges and fixing the potholes, and that will put a lot of people to work maybe within a year, but that's a temporary solution. That's not the kind of palliative which will lead to well-paid and rewarding employment. So we have to rethink the industrial system from the production and the consumption side. In our book, we talk about what needs to do to create a dynamic economic system. And it won't be production and services as usual. We have to think about dematerializing and de-energizing the economy. The other side of the coin is the environment, because we have challenges to global climate change. We have increasing production of toxic materials, contamination of water, contamination of air, urban blight. And so we need to be able to deliver goods and services in an environmentally sound way. And that also means designing material intensity and energy intensity out of production and services. And we need more than even a factor of 4 or a factor of 10 improvement in efficiency. We need to really conceive how we might differently perform functions that satisfy the basic human needs of housing, transportation, pharmaceutical applications, and the like. So the industrial system has grown since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, more or less ad hoc. It was not planned. It grew and changed and morphed from a manufacturing system where 85% of people were engaged in agriculture, and now has moved into manufacturing and beyond. But all of this development took advantage of unpriced materials, unpriced damage to the environment, unpriced damage to people. And it occurred ad hoc and quite accidentally, sometimes on the back of cute innovations or important innovations like steam power and electric power. Now the time has come when we actually need to plan the next direction of industrial growth. And I'm not arguing for a centrally planned economy, of which the socialist nations did not provide a very good example, but I am not But I am also not saying that you can have ad hoc growth. In fact, there's a whole school of thought that we actually have to embark on degrowth.